Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Matchbox Super King Ford Transit, produced from 1990 to 1993. It came in red, lavender, blue, and this one in yellow. I like it. Seems to be a very popular casting. You can find them all over the place, and I thought it was about time to go to work on this one that looks like it's been chewed by the dog, but certainly worthy of saving. If you like this kind of video, I invite you to give this one a thumbs up, like and share, and subscribe to my channel. It won't cost you anything, and it'll help me to keep on providing good content like this to you with an upload generally every Saturday. Notice a plastic base on this and a little bit of rust on that suspension strip. It looks like it's sat in the pond for a little while. Set of plastic wheels on this, and they're in fine shape, so I'm going to reuse those. And there are a couple of extra pieces that come apart in the disassembly. The inside interior is in a rear piece and a front split bench. Little steering wheel fell out, but that can be easily repaired, and I carefully remove and inspect all of the pieces. A little bit of extra drilling is required to remove the windshield and this top roof piece. Not bad. This is an interesting configuration on the back. There's a torsion spring holding these two movable doors, and I had to just pull that out. And it wasn't too hard to get them apart, but I'm anticipating some kind of a challenge when it comes time to put them back in with fresh paint on that I don't want to get chipped up. I give the workbench a clean up, and it's time for a community shout out. This time to a site from Indonesia called Man Creative. I used to live in Indonesia, and I speak the language, and I can follow these channels, and you're going to see Man Creative make this four-wheeler totally out of PVC. It's an incredible piece of craftsmanship, so follow the link that I put in the description and check that out, and give him a like and a subscription as well, and you'll be glad that you did. I hope I can introduce you to some new sites that you might not have been familiar with before. Thank you. Of course, this is a larger model Super King version of a Matchbox casting, but look at that. The paint slides off like zombie skin. I love it when that happens. And because of its larger size, it just takes a little bit longer to do all of this bare metal work on it. But it's the same process, and the Scotch-Brite pad gives it a lovely finish. The Ford Transit, also known as the Ford T-Series in some markets, is a family of light commercial vehicles manufactured by Ford since 1965, now in its fourth generation. Sold primarily as a cargo van, the Transit is also built as a passenger van, minibus, cutaway van chassis, and as a pickup truck. Over 8 million Transit vans have been sold, making it the third best-selling van of all time. It's absolutely ubiquitous. They're everywhere. The Transit has been the best-selling light commercial vehicle in Europe for 40 years, and in some countries, the term transit has passed into common usage as a generic trademark applying to any light commercial van in the Transit's size bracket. While initially designed for the European market, the Ford Transit is now produced in Asia and North America as well for worldwide buyers. You can see I did a masking job after a brilliant white base coat, and I've laid down some blue trim on this, which I think is going to be effective, and I hope you'll agree when you see the theme revealed to you. And although the glass was not made out of yellow plastic. There was some yellow age showing, but it cleaned up fairly well with the flitz polish and a dip into the pledge. And here's the theme that I'm going with. I'm a certified scuba diver, also from my time in Indonesia. I learned to dive in the South Pacific, and so I'm turning my transit van into the Reef Pros Scuba Club vehicle. That's the name of the club I got certified with while I was in that part of the world. So it was a little trip down memory lane for me. There's not a lot of detail on the undercarriage of the Transit, but I add a channel logo and a little bit of detailing to make those bits stand out. I'm simply going to change the red hubs to white in this case because when I'm all done there's going to be no red trim on the Transit anymore. It's in blue and white, and this will just match a little bit nicer. Showing you some pictures of different versions of the Transit so you get an idea how versatile it is. And while my paint is drying up, I'm going to go to work on another mini terrain diorama, this time with a small kitchen cutting block that I got at the dollar store and a thin piece of cork, Mod Podge, paint, masking tape. You've already got all of the elements you need to create one of these at home. And I've enjoyed making these lately as part of the presentation for the glamour shots, and also whoever receives these customs after I'm finished can use them as display purposes as well. I put some common school white glue on the front and apply some hobby pebbles and knock off the excess. And what I'm trying to do is create sort of a shoulder of the road and the beachfront for my scuba truck. I like to put a couple of oil spills on there to make it look natural, and everything gets sealed in with a couple of coats of matte clear coat, and that holds the pebbles in place as well as the larger stones and a little bit of driftwood from the ocean that's washed up on shore, and I dust it with my homemade pastel powders. And while I've got some time and the creativity was flowing, I thought I'll make up a couple of sandwich boards. They can set these out in front of and behind the van whenever it's parked for safety, and that gets a Mod Podge treatment as well. Everything is set up and cured and dried, and it's ready for reassembly, beginning with the window unit that I cleaned up as well as I can. And remember, it goes together with the roof. And while there were no screws, it was just plastic holding it in. I'm going to achieve the same effect with some super glue, and I put that off to the side to dry. And I did a two-tone blue sort of ocean motif on the front split seat cab. And I mocked up a little balsa wood shelving unit that I'm going to put in the back. So this is sort of one of the cargo type Transits. And I'm happy to say that everything clicks back into place just as it should, with 3 screws holding it all together. And let's have a closer look at the finished product. The decals came out looking fantastic. And I like the blue and white, and the cargo shelf is filled with an air compressor, a tank, a couple of flippers, my logo on the bottom with some basic detail work that was done. And it's a beautiful roller still, and here's how it looks on the diorama that I mocked up. And I put a couple of little accessories and accoutrements that I 3D printed, and check me if I'm wrong, but this might be the first time in YouTube die-cast history that anyone has made neoprene wetsuits out of party balloons. I did, and I think they turned out okay. Now, the before and after pics, you can't deny that that got a beautiful facelift, didn't it? And that's a trip down memory lane for me, because that's exactly what they drove in my club in Indonesia. It was a Ford Transit, and here it is oceanside with the gear and the wetsuits and the sandwich boards, and hey, I just had some fun doing this up, and I hope it was enjoyable for you to watch. Leave a respectful comment below and let me know, won't you? I wish you a great day. It's coffee time.